Nope, off the cuff, tangent. Hey, buddies, why are politicians in D.C. so stupid? Why are they so smart but bought out, therefore making them so stupid? Oh. But, like, seriously, though, you have millions either being evicted or foreclosed on because they can't make their next month rent or housing payment. You know, there's supposed to be millions of people evicted, like the upcoming next month, something like that. Like what is it, like 20 million? And yet politicians in DC, like what's his name, Mnuchin, but I don't like that guy. That's probably why I forgot his name. But like Mnuchin, who are just like, no, we don't need to add the $600 relief for unemployment because people are being lazy. And it's just like, what? We're in the middle of a pandemic, you fuck thought. Whatever that means, but like, what are you talking about? Being lazy? We're just trying to social distance and stay home, and not like get other people sick. But people need to work, Jarrett. People need to work. You're goddamn right. They need to work, but not right now. Not during a pandemic when things are better. Better would be good. But no, they're just like, nope. Let's give them less unemployment and a higher chance that they'll be unable to pay their mortgage or their rent because they lost their jobs. Whoops! They lost their jobs during a pandemic. Excuse me, I dropped a part. Like, they lost their jobs during a pandemic, or they're currently looking for one and they can't find a job because, I don't know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. But no. They do that. Granted, I think they should have done more than unemployment. Like, people are desperate to pay rent and they're desperate to keep their jobs. We could have done something like a temporary COVID UBI, where people get something like $2,000 a month so they can pay like rent or their mortgages and not have to worry about evictions or foreclosures. Jeez, these politicians, man, they don't think things through. They're just like, oh, people are out on the streets for Black Lives Matter. Antifa, this organization that doesn't really exist in prominence, but we're going to play the blame game. Man, if they think that like these protests are bad, wait until people are, you know, out on the streets and they're actually really pissed off because their own government won't look out for them, whether on the state or the federal level. Like, I think they also forget not everyone qualifies for unemployment. Like, if you're an independent contractor, you don't qualify for unemployment. And if you happen to own a small business and you can't operate that business due to COVID, or you're making significantly less of a grossing income because of COVID, like, they might need help too. What was it, like 40% of restaurants are going to probably close down by September as well? And that's just restaurants. Like, small businesses are going to be closing in no time at all. Like dance studios, you think they're just going to be able to pay rent out of nowhere, or, you know, something else like that? Like taekwondo gyms. I don't know. That's what I thought of. But there's a lot of small businesses that won't be able to operate. And yet you have all these politicians who are just like, these poor people. All these people that can't afford to live and contribute to the economy. They're just being lazy. Anyway, casually gives $5 billion to Wall Street. Yes, because when people can't afford to live, it's them being lazy and them being stressed. God, jeez. And then you have Bernie Sanders, who proposes a bill just to say, like, hey, maybe we could take 10% off the military budget because we pay an exorbitant amount to the military. Like, we pay $738 billion. $738 billion per year, by the way. That is twice as much as the top other 9 militaries combined. If we took out 10% of it, we're still a force to be reckoned with. But then you get conservatives coming out of the woodwork with their straw man arguments, and they're just like, but Jarrett, what about the military? Do you not like the troops? Who's going to defend us from China in North Korea. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying we give an exorbitant amount to the military that never seems to be able to pass any audits every year. And we cut off 10% and we're still a force to be reckoned with. Who's going to defend us? The military. From a threat that hasn't been actually prominent. They just go, we're scary. It's like we have allies that would back us up. Well, we're losing those allies slowly, but I mean, we have Israel. Because we love Israel and Saudi Arabia, which also has a really huge budget, by the way, Saudi Arabia. But no, there's nothing being done to cut the military budget. There's nothing being done to actually help people. Nothing being done to help small businesses. It's like if we gave a temporary UBI, people would be more likely to be comfortable at home and not go out in the street and protest for work. Granted, yes, we're going to have protesters no matter what. If I wear a mask, it's my right to not wear a mask. This is tyranny. It's tyranny. It's like, no, you're just stupid and you have no hold on science or logic. It's like someone says, wear a mask. It'll keep other people safe. No! It's my right to not wear a mask. Anyway, if anyone protests on the streets, I can't wait to run them over because I don't actually like the First Amendment. Look, man, I'm just saying, if you have people comfortably in their homes and only go out for essentials, and it's like COVID could possibly die out faster in the United States. And not only that, it would, in long term, allow us to go out and work again. I don't know if many of you know this. The first wave of COVID in the United States isn't over. Every other country in the world knows this, except for the United States, but you still have people being like, open everything back up. Well, Gavin Newsom tried that. And about a week and a half later, he's just like, this is a bad idea. Yeah, Gavin, no shit. As the numbers started going up, you're just like, okay, political pressure. I get it, though. He did have one of his health experts threatened every day to the point where he resigned. So Gavin tried to relieve that tension because people were getting pissed off. But it really backfired in the end because the California numbers are still skyrocketing. Granted, over the last few days, they slowly went down, even though the other day it was about 10,000 new cases in California alone. But he could have waited a little bit longer and still had everyone be alive. Is this news? Is this news that at this moment in time, as I'm recording this, there's 150,000 cases in the United States? And then no, I'm sorry. Whew, I underestimated that. My apologies. There's 150,000 deaths in the United States. But Jarrett, some of those numbers were from people who had lung cancer and they counted it as COVID. I'm sure COVID wasn't in the system when they counted that. But, whatever. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's still around 150,000 cases. COVID's a thing. We've had more deaths from COVID in the last 6 months than we have from swine flu since we discovered it. But no, you have Trump being like, no, we're doing a really good job with COVID. We're doing a really good job with COVID. And then he makes things worse. Joe Biden has done better about COVID than Trump has. And you know what? You want to know something about Joe Biden? He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. Maybe he's done things here and there. But, not doing anything seems to be better than making it worse. But that's a terrible precedent. All the while, you have Representative Ro Khanna, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Senator Bernie Sanders, and then every reasonable person around the world being like, hey, this is a problem. We should be able to help. Why aren't we helping people? And then the Republicans are just like, because people are lazy. And, they probably deserve to be evicted. And Democrats are like, no, they don't deserve to be evicted, but we should pander to the Republicans. And so we made it so now that if you do get evicted, we've given you the right to a lawyer. Oh, fucking thank you! I appreciate that. Thank you. What about not getting evicted or foreclosed on? What about that? What about actually helping the homeowners? What about actually helping people so that they have a reliable income? So that way they can contribute to the economy. You know what happens when people earn more money? They tend to spend more money. And then they can also have like a savings account. I don't know if you've heard of that. About 76% of Americans, I'd be surprised if they heard about a savings account. I'm totally being sarcastic here, but like, you know, before COVID, 76% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. What the fuck? But the jobs, man. The jobs. We need the jobs. Don't worry about the wages and inflation. We need the jobs. And then you also have all the politicians and conservatives like, but we can't give more. We can't give more to the people because I don't like the idea that it's going to add more to the debt. Anyway, let's give more to Wall Street. As if we can't write off some parts of the national debt. Also, who do we owe that to? Wasn't it like 30% that we owe to foreign investors or foreign governments? While the rest we owe to ourselves? And then in the '08 financial crisis, we could have been like, here's trillions of dollars. We wrote it off. Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Or whatever. Memes. And like they have no problem giving billions to Wall Street and writing it off. But when the people are just like, please, we're desperate. We're desperate. We're poor, and we're getting poorer. There's a larger disparity between the working class and the rich people, and you're helping the rich more than you are helping the poor. And they're just like, ugh. Because we worship our God. We worship our God, the stock market. Anyway, billionaire donors, please give us more. Please, please, please. Oh my God, these United States, man. Oh, this country, it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts, man. I think this is like my one legitimately angry rant tangent that I've had. And like, I can't wait for people to watch this. It's another angry liberal. It's like, well, I'm trying to be emotionally intelligent here. I'm just a little bit peeved on the current state of things. Like, I have stuff pretty good. I got it pretty good. But there are millions more people who have it terrible. And we're not doing anything about it. Fucking Christ, get your shit together.